Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi everyone. I hope you are fine. I am getting better, but I don't have much voice because I'm not speaking at all with anybody um, as I usually do. I'm in silence all day, like in closure retreat or something like this. So the only moment that I speak is here in the transmission. So today was I sorry that I posted uploaded the post really late, but it's just that um, everything that I wrote just erased. It just disappeared as I was writing, um, and it got me really mad and angry. Um, so, but during the writing, I just understood that was part of what I had to learn from today. Um, so it was supposed to. I was like almost 2 hours trying to take back what was lost, but I couldn't. It was impossible. So as you have seen, for sure, I didn't wrote back what I wrote before, but I wrote accordingly to what happened after it was what I was feeling after it was erased. So with that, you can see that I am really posting day by day and really what is happening to me in that moment. So today is our second day of the emotional week, and the topic for today is the fruit. So as I was saying today in the blog, physically the fruit is not the goal of the plant. The fruit is a conjunction of different elements that its goal is to protect and to nourish the seeds. So it's part of the process to create the final product of the plant, which is the seed, is not the goal. So the understanding of fruits, um, remember that fruits, of course, have all these um, vitamins, proteins, the glucose, and many things that not only nourish the seeds, but also gives what we, the animals, need in order to live. Our organism needs energy, and this energy is produced is taken by the cells because of glucose. So what we the fruits are a big source of proteins and glucose and many other things that the cell needs. So we animals look for the fruits in order to take all these benefits, the sources of energy that we need, and we start to we reach for them in order to nourish our bodies and to have the energy for ourselves. So this has created a long history, the idea of looking for the fruits in order to fructify our work. Since we at the beginning were collectors of fruits, so we were traveling and looking for fruits to share with the family. So we were collectors of these fruits. So we have been creating the idea that we have to work hard in order to take the how to say, to take the energy from the environment to take the fruits. So we had to work hard in order to get all these elements. So that's why we call our work to be fructified and to take the fruits of our effort, of our hard work. We have in Spanish, in the Latin languages, we have the word disfrutar, which is enjoy in English. But disfrutar, enjoy, comes from the idea of being fruitful, like when you are enjoying the fruits of your work, basically. So all these concepts started to create the idea that our goal as humans, as animals, is for the fruits, so we can enjoy the goal of our work, to take the energy. For the plants, it's not the goal to create fruits, it's to create seeds. So the idea of why we look for fruits is because we are all animals, and even if we call ourselves humans, we are all based in the animal kingdom. And why is that? Because we are animated beings, which means that we are animate, that we move. That's what animal means, that we move, and we are moved by our needs. We have our main needs, which is to eat, to sleep, to reproduce, and to feel safe. So these four main needs that we all have are the ones that push us in life. All life basically is moved by these four main needs. So that's why we are all animals, if we are seeking for these four main needs. And so these needs are from the individual. It's from ourselves. So when we turn out to be human, when we see beyond that, those four needs, and we start to create a culture that transcends this need. So that would be, for example, any being from this planet can be human when they realize that it's not about just survival, that is about being part of something greater. So humans have discovered this idea of not just taking the fruit to survive, but to sow the seeds in order to make them grow, and to keep the cycle going, creating new plants, new seeds, new fruits and to be shared with everybody, knowing the transcendence of that fruit it's in what we call agriculture. So here we have two paths. The path of the animal, which is the seek fruit, because it needs the fruit to fulfill or to fill up a void that has within, and the path of the human, which is to transcend the fruit. So we can understand in which side we are according to how or what are we doing our things for. Like, if we can recognize that we are human if we do our things in order to transcend beyond, or if we do our things in order to enjoy the fruits of our actions and to have some benefit from it. If we are following to get a result or a fruit from what we do, to enjoy that fruit from our work, we are still in the animal side, which is basically to fill up a void in a physical way in our body, like grabbing things from the outside, or to fill up a void in our hearts with emotions, or to fill up a void in our mind with beliefs. So if we are doing the things in order to enjoy or to fulfill a fruit from our actions, so we are still living through the idea, the very old idea, that we need to eat the fruits as a goal to take energy for ourselves, instead of understanding the fruit as a process to create the seed, as a tool for the real goal, which is transcendence. So we can see and understand from this point of view that the fruit is not the goal, because it is just a tool to nourish the seeds are the goal. So the main objective of the plant is to nourish the seed that will be able to create a new tree with many other fruits and create many other trees. So the fruit is not the goal. So when we take our goals as the fruit, we're seeing that the transcendence is beyond that. When we go beyond the fruit, we can expand and create much more than just filling up our voids. So regarding this idea, today I wrote in the post about a conversation that is written in the Bhagavad Gita, in a book written thousands of years ago in India. It's a Hindu philosophy, in a conversation between Arjuna and Krishna. And Arjuna is asking to Krishna that he doesn't get it. What is more important? What is the right path? The one that takes action to do things in order to be fruitful, or not to do anything. So that was the conversation. And Krishna tells to Arjuna that neither of them is the real path, because both of them are good and they reach the same spot. So sorry that I'm slow, but what I'm living every day is like going to the psychiatrist or the psychologist. So I am every day doing a very insightful hours of psychoanalysis. My higher self is kind of like a psychologist, and so every day is like 2 hours of psychoanalysis, and today was almost 5 hours of that. So I don't know if you have gone through therapy, but when you finish that, it's not like you are perfect or you just come from the beach. You feel like crap. And lately it's been like this every day. Usually you go once per week or every 10 days, but it's having me very like this, very deep. So that's why and then I have to explain it. So I'm rethinking every day. So yeah, it's not easy to explain about things that you just got clarify about them, and that usually years to analyze. And of course that also I'm not sleeping, I have insomnia, so many things happening. And as you have noticed, my psychologist is not soft, is tough and straight to the point. Regarding today's dialogue, so let's go into these topics that sometimes we say, but for sure we don't get properly sometimes. So the Atman here, from the Hindu point of view, is the essence, which is related to the I, the ego, which is basically the essence that we are not working with. That is the origin of all things, that starts to make the path of all things, start to make the way to towards experiences. So from the Atman, the essence, we go to Brahman. Brahman is the is the verb, which means transcendence. From the essence, transcend. So it's like the individual looking for the divine, trying to become, to be something, transcend, able to create by itself. Okay. Man has a path, an experience path to reach the Brahman. So we have two paths to get to Brahman. These two different paths are Sankhya and Yoga. Usually people knows yoga as a way to transcend, to find the path, but only a few people live really in yoga. Most of us, we live in Sankhya. So we have to understand both. So Sankhya means to number things, to count the things that will happen. So we can understand that Sankhya would be to enumerate different things, to discern different things. So different aspects that we can enumerate in one line. So we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to reach the 10th, for example. So we have a line in which we can do this path. In the path of Sankhya, we have a beginning and an end. So in between alpha and omega, we will have different jumps, which are stages that we have to reach in order to find the other side. So in order to move forward in structure, we need energy, we need movement, we need to go through. Okay, so become animated. This is what we are trying to do, to move along time and space. So this movement sends us to take action. Action is the way in which we can reach other statement. So action, the word action in Sanskrit is karma. So karma, very known word karma, means basically action. So it's the action that you need in order to move forward in this line. Okay. So what happened? If I always do the same action, I will always have the same result. So now, in my life, when I have a result, it's because I take an action. So if I have always the same result, it's because I am taking the same action. This is why we used to call karma these things that happen when, if we were a bad person, bad things could happen, or these kind of things. But that's a misunderstanding of karma. It's basically that the things that are happening happen because I take the same actions. But if we change our actions, we change the results. So this is why we say that a person has karma. Not because karma is happening to that person, but because that person is doing exactly the same thing once and again. Same actions, the same attitude. So why do we repeat the thing? Why do we repeat the actions? Basically because results, when we look into results, is pleasure. We feel pleasure of things. So we want to repeat the things because we want to feel the same. And the weird thing is that the same nervous system that interprets pleasure are the same terminals of neurons that identify pain. So in our brain, sometimes pain and pleasure cannot be different from one another. Our brain doesn't interpret the difference between pleasure and pain. This is why the brain looks for the same results to feel the pleasure with the same actions. You get it? This is why we call karma the actions that we repeat in order to find the same results that brain cannot identify between pleasure and pain. Okay. So we hear sometimes these people that says we have to eliminate karma, or karma is a bad thing, or the planet has already erased the karma, or whatever. And it doesn't work like this. Karma is action. We cannot eliminate action. Nothing without action. So basically, the only problem that we have is having lose the ability of know when to change, when is pain, when is pleasure. So when we understand the difference between pain and pleasure, we can understand why we are repeating the same results, so we can change our action. And karma doesn't come from other lives. The only reason why we can have karma from other lives is if we're repeating things that we did in other lives. So, on the other hand, we have the other path, which is yoga. Yoga is not a term used for classes to stretch the body and to go sometimes with a teacher to make some movements and so on. Yoga is the philosophy that in Sanskrit means unity. So it's a way of seeing things. So yoga, basically what it does is to unify the spirit, the soul, and the body, and work the three of them together as a unity. So in our Western societies, yoga has come here as a class of physical movements that we all recognize as yoga. But basically, what really is happening is that in yoga, you go to quiet your mind, to stabilize your emotions, and through the movements of the body. But yoga can be also washing the dishes, driving the car. If you find the balance in that moment, that's yoga, is to unify the three bodies. Okay. So what is yoga? Yoga is the circle that takes the things that before we saw as a line into a clock shape. What yoga says is that life is not going from one point to reach another one. That life is basically a circle where everything is the same, and I can stare at all of this, contemplate from inside. In this vision, we want to leave the point 1 to reach point 10. In this other vision of yoga, we understand that point 1 is the same spot as point 10. So the tool of yoga is not the action. It's not taking action to move forward. The tool of yoga is dharma. The meaning of dharma is law. The law, which means that you can escape taking action to move forward. In yoga, everything is a law, everything is mind, everything is correspondence, everything is vibration, everything is rhythm, the laws from which you cannot escape. So yoga brings me the law, and the understanding of law gives me awareness to know that the things that before were unknown in the future Now they all are based in the same laws of the universe. So that allows me to be stable through movement. I can move and even though be stable, not in action. So none of these two paths are wrong. So the only problem here in between these two is when we believe that the omega, that each one of these points in the action, it's a fruit. So we do our things looking for a goal, believing it's the fruit. We lose the idea that the fruit is only, as yoga says, just a path, just a movement. It's not the goal. To uncover this in our unconscious, we have to make some questions to ourselves. The question would be, what are our actions for? What do we aim with our actions? Are we looking for pleasure or looking for pain? What are our actions? Why do we take our actions? So the key here would be to ask ourselves if the things that repeat in our life are because we do exactly the same, and what other actions can we take? The vibration for today is Zai. The statement today is, I am conscious vibration. The code today is the age of Leo. Between the years 8,730 and 10,880 BC, approximately, was the age of Leo. That was commemorated with the construction of the Great Sphinx, that in that time was entirely a lion. The characteristic of this one was that during this age developed the Atlantean colonies as individual and independent countries that connected the world and strengthened its power over territory. They were the last great civilization of the past relative to the first humanities. Let's go to alignment. Sit comfortable, close your eyes, and concentrate in your I take a deep breath, bringing my attention to my feet and my legs. I recognize through these extremities my connection with Earth. And I use my imagination to make my feet and legs turn into roots, expanding through the ground, going deep through the soil. I see these roots spreading through my hip, where it begins trunk, going up through my waist, back, and chest. I take a deep breath, recognizing the crust around me. And I can see how my arms and hands, neck and head turn into branches that hold the leaves and flowers. Tip of my fingers, and my senses through my hair, nose, eyes, ears, and mouth. I turn myself into the tree of life. Breathe in. All history lives in me, all existence emerged from me. And at the height of my eyes, I make and produce the fruits that nourish the seeds that hold the potential of my being. I can feel and sense the colors, smells, the potential that these fruits are guarding within me. These fruits are the result of my actions and experience. I take a moment to feel, to perceive the fruits of my actions through life. What are the fruits that I produced in my life? I become aware of these fruits, and I wonder what voids these fruits are filling up within me. Why do I need them? As I become aware and recognize these actions, these fruits, I start to perceive a snake of light and colors rising up from my feet, crawling up around my body, and getting inside of me through my back, and my neck, with its eyes in between my eyes, staring at the fruits of my actions. Its eye set the intention to transform these fruits into new actions. With my hands, I take these fruits, nourishing myself with them, bringing them to my mouth, eating them, and recognizing that they were not the goal of my life, that they are just tools to nourish the potential that I have within. I feel the texture, the smells. the flavors as they nourish me, integrating all the memories in order to take a new action in my life. I am conscious vibration. I am conscious vibration. I am conscious vibration. I feel, I feel. I take a deep breath, and each one at its own time come back here and now. Thank you everybody for being here another day, and see you tomorrow, as always, at the same time.